friends, welcome back to Clubhouse Kids. In this video, we are going to be talking about the development of a 4-month-old and how best you can care for them in your home or your daycare. I have been going through the series called Grow With Me. That is the curriculum that I use in my home daycare with my infants ages 2 to 12 months. And so I've been creating one video for every single month of baby's first year, just giving you guys practical ideas and tips and an overall development of what's going on in that particular month. So we as providers are enriching every single little learner in our classrooms. So with my Grow With Me curriculum, even my infants are getting developmentally appropriate learning activities based on their exact month that they are during that first year. Babies can learn so much by watching their older peers in your classroom, your preschoolers watching you sing and dance and read and doing activities with your older students. There is definitely a place for that. Infants definitely learn through observation, but we also want to make sure that we are having that one-on-one time with our infants as well. And so the first two videos I went over 2-month-olds, and then I did 3-month-olds, and this video will be all about 4-month-olds. So if you missed those first two videos, head on back, watch the first two, and then come back. And if you are all caught up, let's get going. So that first year, we cannot start a video without talking about eating and sleeping because that is so very important during that first year of life. And so right now, the 4-month-olds are still eating on demand, but you will start to see a larger gap between feedings. So that's kind of nice as providers. I know those first 2 months, you can just feel like all you're doing is feeding baby throughout the day, but you are going to get a little bit of a break and you're going to start to see a little bit more of a gap. Infants around 4 months of age can go between 4 to 5 hours between each feeding. Now that does not pertain to every single baby. That is just a general statistic. We do as providers want to make sure that we are being very individual in meeting the needs of that individual student in your classroom, especially at the 0 to 12 months. And so, but hopefully I'll cross my fingers for you that you are getting between 4 and 5 hours between each feed. Remember, those breastfed babies will probably eat more often than your formula-fed babies. And this month, you are also going to start seeing baby be able to stay awake a little bit longer. So that's always exciting. You're going to be able to bring baby a little more into your program this month. They're going to be a little more aware. They're not going to be sleeping as much. So you really want to make sure that you are prepared with some fun activities for baby. Some babies are starting to sleep through the night. If they are sleeping through the night, that leaves probably around 5 hours a day that they will be sleeping in your care. So if they're with you for, a full 10 hours, so you can start to see that they are going to be a little more awake. So me personally, around the age of 4 months, I will start looking at transitioning baby into a nap routine. Now, just like bottle feeding, you do want to take into account the individual baby, but in general, you can start looking at and thinking about kind of getting baby on more of a nap routine. Now, if baby sleeps through the night, first, make sure you cheer along with those parents because that is huge in their world during drop-off. If they come and tell you that baby has slept through the night, make sure that you have a huge smile on their face and tell them congratulations because that is huge. They're going to be feeling like they are walking on a cloud that day, and so celebrate with them. But know that baby might not be ready for a morning nap until later into the morning. So that is when you can start thinking about transitioning them into a more nap routine. But if clients are dropping off their baby in the morning and they say that baby had a rough night, just know that baby probably won't make it into a later morning nap. They probably will be ready for a nap pretty quickly after drop off. And so this month, I like to just kind of, start thinking about transitioning them, trying to transition them into our normal daycare nap routine, and just hopefully by the time they're 5 months old, you are on a semi-good nap routine. Now, I also still nap baby in the classroom with me in the bassinet at 4 months. This is the month though that you will start to see if baby just isn't being able to get a good nap, or the noise is bothering them, or the lights are bothering them, or the music or whatever else is going on in your classroom. Usually, you know, like those little ones, they're not affected at all. They can sleep through anything. Sometimes around the age of 4 months, you will start to see they are a little more sensitive to those noises. And so if you do need to transition baby into a more nap area, I do recommend napping them into a pack and play, not a bassinet. And then, you know, depending on, you know, your environment, your classroom, the size of your classroom, you know, video monitoring, or just making sure that you can frequently check on baby during their napping time. So now that we got feeding and sleeping out of the way, the biggest thing going on in baby's world at 4 months is they are making huge gross motor advancements. So this month is all about gross motor. Sometimes during that first year of life, one area of development will kind of like overcompass the other ones because they're making huge gains in one area. You might not see as much gains in another area. That is absolutely normal and appropriate. And so this month, you're just going to see a huge boom in gross motor. So gross motor is all about the large muscles. And so that is what our main focus is going to be for a 4-month-old. And so baby is getting really good with that head control, which is an essential skill for sitting, for crawling, for walking. If baby is still a little wobbly, that is what you really want to focus on this month. When baby is sitting, which they're not sitting on their own, I'm talking about like when you're holding baby in a sitting position on your lap, you should notice that they're not as like hunched over as much, but they're starting to kind of sit up a little bit more, and that spine is a little bit more straight. That is awesome. That is a huge milestone in their world as well. They are strengthening all of those back muscles for all of that large motor stuff to come. This is also the month that you might see baby roll over. Now, most babies roll from their front to their back first, and then from their back to their front. And so when they're down having tummy time, more than likely at some point during this month, baby is going to roll over, and celebrate with baby when they do that. That is huge. They're going to be a little shocked at first, but then they're going to get really excited, and they're going to continue to do it over and over again. Okay, another fun thing that you're going to see this month is when you hold baby up, like if you're holding them by their waist, you're going to start to see them kind of bear weight down onto those legs, and some babies will even start to bounce. And so that is really fun. You can sing songs with baby as you do that, and once they kind of get the idea of what they're doing and they start intentionally trying to bounce, that's usually a lot of fun for them. And then the last thing the baby is doing is they are start to intentionally play. So you are going to intentionally start to see them reach for things or bat at toys, try to grasp something. So this is just a really fun month, and so I'm excited to show you some of the activities that I do with my 4-month-olds. I'm going to be showing you my 4-month-old bucket. See, it's all full of all kinds of fun activities that you can do with this age group. This is such a fun month to see baby go from just kind of that quiet little sleeping, peaceful little baby that just wants to be, you know, pouched, to like, hey, like I am ready and I'm ready to see this world and start exploring. And so this is a fun month, you guys, and let's get into the bucket. I think with this one, I'm not going to switch the camera over. I think I can just show you guys from here. So here is the 4-month-old teacher's guide. And so to go over this quickly, the milestones that you might see baby reach this month is pushing up on the elbows and hands to look around when lying on the belly, becoming more communicative with body language and vocalizations, bearing weight on legs, bouncing with arms supported, grasping and shaking toys, and practicing letting go, practicing moves that enable rolling over, looking for the source of a sound, gazing at things in the distance, and sitting supported with head steady. And so just, yeah, a lot of things that we had just talked about, just so much gross motor fun going on. And so here are some of the activities. I do have, you know, for every single area of the domains of learning. So I have cognitive development, fine motor, gross motor, sensory, social, emotional, and speech and language. So let's talk about grasping. So that is huge this month. And the standard that goes along with grasping is that baby will hold things briefly before dropping, and then they will also start to grab at their own toes. And so you want to have a variety of grasping toys for baby. You can use rattles, you can use household items, you can use just toys in your classroom that are small enough that they can kind of reach for. What I like to do is use a tray. You can also use like a little shallow basket, but you do want to have a space for baby to be able to kind of like go at the little items. So not like just on a blanket all around. You do want it to be an intentional activity. And because gross motor is so huge this month, this is a great thing to do during tummy time. So you want to put baby down on the floor, on their tummy. You can place the tray in front of them and then just change up the stuff that's in it. So some of my favorite stuff I like to put on the trays is I like to use some of the pieces from some of the toys that they'll be playing with when they get a little bit older, but they're not quite ready for. So this is from like a math ring manipulative. And so this is great because it's small and they're wooden and baby can grab onto them. And so what I like to do is just place them on the tray, put baby down in front of it, and baby will go at the toys. You can also put baby in your lap and hold the tray. And so baby will reach forward for the objects. So use some of your toys that they're pieces like from the shape sorter or something like that they're not really using yet. Another good one that I like to use for grasping is the like lacing beads that my older kids will use, but these are great for grasping. So with fine motor, it's working those small little hand muscles. And so it's holding onto the toy, learning how to intentionally let go of a toy. So just kind of like switching out what is on the little activity tray, like either every week or every day, just having a variety of things, and just keep them in your bucket here, and there you go. So gross motor, obviously tummy time is so important this month. Now in my recommended, like in the classroom, some of my favorites, I still do have the swing, because as a multi-age classroom, sometimes you do need to have baby in a safe place. And if you have either free play going on with your older kids or an activity that maybe has some smaller pieces that you don't want baby involved in, the swing is still a very important thing to have in your classroom. But just know, like, the best place for baby to be right now is on the floor, working those large muscles and learning how to get their body moving the way that they want it to. And so most of your time you do want baby on the floor, but just know that even in my daycare, I still have a place for a baby swing, because it is important to keep baby safe as well. Okay, and then the other one that I'm going to talk about is the sensory activity. Since gross motor is our main goal, I like to incorporate sensory also into tummy time. And how I do that is I bring out a whole bunch of different textured items and I place them in Ziploc bags. And so some of the favorites that I have found in my classroom are straws. And so you want to put baby down on the floor and put these straws in front of them, and they can explore the texture of the straws. Another one that is always a favorite is some beans. And so same thing, just kind of shake it down on the floor, put baby in front of it, and they can kind of explore the beans. And then another sensory thing that is also amazing is just grabbing some loofahs. They are super cool, textured. Babies just cannot get enough of these. So this is another great sensory item. Put it down on the floor while baby is playing. And then this one's kind of crazy, but I'm telling you what, like, the babies love it, is just get a cheap puzzle from the dollar store and put it into a bag. For some reason, these little pieces, like, they love to just feel these. So this is a great one also. I also like to keep just a box of like those gallon-sized bags in my bucket. I like to grab things from around the classroom, so especially like seasonal stuff. So while I'm recording this video, we are getting close to Halloween, so it is fall time. And so I grabbed my sensory bin that my older kids play in, and just to kind of show you, like I wouldn't put this, I would grab one of these gallon-sized bags and I would place some of the stuff into that bag for baby to explore. So it's not going to be something that they can play on their own, but like, you know, I'd grab the porcupine balls or the little spider rings, and then I would just put that into the bag as well and put it on the floor. So you can bring some seasonal items into baby's world as well, just by using some stuff around your classroom, but that is not something that I would keep in my bucket because my bucket would not be large enough to hold all the sensory items that I could use with baby for that whole year if I have a 4-month-old then. So just grab a box of baggies and just keep them in that box. So make sure you guys download this to get all the other activities. I do have one for, obviously, for the other areas of development that I'm not going to go over in this video. I also have some activity extensions in fine motor, gross motor, and social emotional for this month. And then I have my favorite classroom items that I use with my 4-month-olds. So I do add the Sit Me Up, and this is great for using during circle time with my infants. So as a whole, we all do circle time together. So all my age group, my little ones all the way through my preschoolers, we do a circle time in the morning and the afternoon. And so at age 4 months, I do start putting them in the Sit Me Up instead of the bouncer. It just puts them at a better angle to be able to participate and like interact with the kids and be able to, like, you know, start reaching for things and like that. So I like to put the bouncer away at 4 months and bring out the Sit Me Up. I do have the pack and play on here as well, but I only use pack and plays once they are kind of away in the quiet napping area. As long as they are still napping in the classroom, I use a bassinet because you can just kind of pull the bassinet wherever you are. And then I added a couple more kind of some larger equipment. The baby jump is a great thing to do, kind of works on, you know, that bouncing movement. A baby gym where you can hang little toys so baby can reach up or start batting at toys is a great thing to add this month. And then here's a couple of my favorite grasping toys that I added down here, and then a tummy time mirror and the feet rattles. So last month we talked a lot about the hand rattles. Usually when you buy the hand rattles, you get the hand rattles and the feet rattles kind of together. So put those wrist rattles in your 3-month bucket and put the feet little socks that come with it, put those in your 4 months because baby is really starting to explore their feet. They can start putting their feet up by their mouth, and it's the cutest thing in the world. And they will have a huge giggle if they can like make that little jingling noise as they start moving those feet. Okay, so that's what I have for those 4-month-olds in your classroom. So I hope this video was helpful, you guys. Make sure you go check out that Grow With Me playlist where I have a video for every single month of baby's first year, where I will show you ways that you can enrich their development. And I'll talk to you guys later.